Start the Historic Preservation Commission meeting for the City of Davenport. It is Tuesday, February 13th. Can I have a call to order, please?
McGivern?
Here.
Franken excused. Miranda?
Here.
Powers?
Here.
Estetti?
Here.
Bierman excused. And Kraft.
Here we go. Just in time. Takes us to number 2, the Secretary's report. We have in front of us consideration of the January 18th, 2024 minutes. I need a recommendation, please.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say yay.
Yay.
Opposed? Nay. Yeas have it. So it takes us to number 3, communications. Matt?
Nothing really to add. We do still have a couple of dream projects that are floating out there. A few that pertain actually to retaining walls in the Hamburg Historic District that are being worked on first with engineering and then, so we anticipate maybe one of those coming before us in March, but stay tuned.
All righty. And we have no old business. That takes us to new business. The 2023 Certified Local Government Annual Report.
Okay, so City of Davenport, we're a certified local government with the State Historic Preservation Office. So first I thought I'd touch up on our previous year's highlights. So in terms of regular business, we had 29 Certificate of Appropriateness applications, which is nearly double what we've done in previous years. A lot of that was driven from the DREAM project. We had 3 demolition requests and 1 Certificate of Public Hazard, so that was 324 Main Street. And then we had 1 National Register nomination. We adopted new bylaws last year. So the Dream Plus program was really a huge part of 2023. So that awarded up to $50,000 to property owners along the Gain Street corridor, which encompassed much of our Hamburg Historic District. So that was really the bulk of our items. So partnership and collaboration. We did partnerships with the Davenport Library and Special Collections. So we offered the walking tour over the summer again. I know Diane was working with the school district earlier in the year, and then we did the event with the William Butterford Foundation porch party. Training, so we're required to do a training at least once a year in some shape or form. So we had SHPO that came and visited Davenport, and they gave us the workshop on historic windows. And then we also had the National Alliance of Preservation Commission webinar in June that we attended. And then in terms of events, we did 2 of the Party in the Parks. We had the downtown architectural walking tour. I think we had 4 or 5 dates available for the public for free. And then the porch party. So as part of our application, we're tasked with creating a work plan for 2024 and then more broadly for 2025. So here is our work plan, our draft, which the commission will vote on tonight. And it's also printed out in front of you. So once approved, staff will include this in the online application. It will get presented to the mayor and city council at a management updated later this month and then submitted before the February 29th deadline. And then that gets reviewed by the State Historic Preservation Office for our annual renewal. So this is pretty consistent with what we've had in previous years, but if you want to provide any comments or feedbacks, we could make some edits before it formally gets submitted.
Anybody from the commission that has any questions?
Go for it.
Michael?
Yeah, thank you. So I was reading these over for 24, and great stuff. I mean, I like much of what you've got down here. I'm just curious, how much of this is acted upon by staff, and how much of it do we as a board initiate, if anything?
I would probably, I don't know proportion, but I think we all, including the commission staff, engage with property owners and neighborhood organizations. and to the best extent practicable based off your knowledge, you're also encouraged to help with technical assistance on historic preservation issues and projects. We do that for the commission when we were discussing applications with people. The Dream Plus, so staff will take the first stab and present that to you at the commission meeting for your final vote. The Party in the Park, we help coordinate and then with your participation at the events. Collaborate with local organizations. That is actually the library for the walking tours has been taking the lead on coordinating that. If there's other ones that the commission would like to, we can expand upon that. However you would like, we can take a look at that.
And so is that something that we as board members should bring to you, or is that something that you as staff would say, gee, there are these other opportunities?
Both.
Both,
So if you
okay.
have some that you know about and you want to do cross promotion, or if there's somebody that you know of that does really great walking tours, or if you want to discuss other places to do walking tours, we can have those conversations. The partner with the Davenport School District was largely led by Commissioner Franken. Increased communication with city council, that's generally me. And then party in the porch party at Butterworth, that was Commissioner Kretz, I believe, right? You went to that one. I mean, you're all welcome to do so. I'm hoping they had good attendance and will continue to do that. And then maintaining and updating the historic inventory is largely staff, and maybe with some external help.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else from the commission?
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Regarding, like provide technical assistance on historic preservation issues or projects, how can we better tie in knowledge and education on historic tax credits? And how to access and learn and, I mean, going through that myself right now, it's very difficult to find people, finding the time to help and who that is. If we could actually somehow outline that, break it down, and even, educate more of us to help others.
Sure, yeah. It wasn't last year, but the year before, Marion McGinnis did a workshop at the library, two, I think, if I'm recalling correctly. I could be wrong. It might have been just available virtually and in person. That might be what I'm thinking too. So we can definitely coordinate. If she's available, we can check with her. If not, we can try to find somebody else or even the state in providing that information. And we can help distribute some of that. But I know we've had conversations with you, finding a consultant that can help you can be pretty difficult to do as well.
Yeah, I had hair and now it's, no, I'm kidding, it's not that bad.
I do believe that she recorded that.
Yes,
At the
thank you.
library,
Yes,
so you
I
can-
do believe it
Oh,
is.
really? Oh, good,
It has been
good.
recorded. I'd have to check to see where on their website it is, but I do know that it was, because they offered it virtually and in person, they were able to record it. So I can check and see where that is.
Thank you.
When you say website, do you mean the city council website or
It would be on the library's
on the
website.
library website?
But that is a nice segue into what has been pushed into 2025 on the online resources, continuing to improve them.
Yes.
Have we done anything at all with online resources, so?
I do think we did a little bit. So there is now a section specific to the Historic Preservation Commission on our website now. So it is in one place. So we do need to continue to add to that, but we are making a little bit of progress on that.
It would really be neat to link that program that Marion McGinnis did, to have that like on our site.
Sure.
I do have one question. I noticed this commission in 2023, and it was supposed to be in 2024, talked about the West Davenport survey, which is excluded from this document, and it's been excluded somewhat from an action item. I know last year was a difficult year for the city, and a lot of small expense items were put on hold. But Laura, the fact that we have not, as a community, continued to do what we're supposed to do in terms of auditing and looking at our surveying of our neighborhoods, I think could cause some great challenges for us down the road, short term, not long term.
Yeah.
And where are we on this?
So that's what the maintain and update historic inventory means. We didn't specifically outline a specific historic district in this case. I will circle back to finance, but I do believe there was a more emergency precedent project that needed to happen at Union Station, and which is a historic property. So we've had unprecedented investment in historic properties, but not specifically related to maintaining the inventory. But I will circle back on that.
Because I'm going to push that we continue to revisit this, because as a community, we're spending infrastructure and changing our one-way system on the west side of the downtown. It is a designated area that hasn't been updated in its survey since the mid-1980s. And if we're going to, as a community, put this much infrastructure and emphasis in one part of town, we should, try to get our bang for the buck from a historic preservation's perspective.
Sure.
So I really would like to see that maybe added or clarified.
Okay.
To include in, because if we don't write it down, it doesn't happen, right? Okay. Anything else from the commissioner? All right, well then I think we need an action item for approval.
Yes.
And with the notes taken for it, what do you want to do on that? Laura, modify it or?
We can, so we can do a couple different things. One would be regarding the last one about Third Street. We could say maintain and update historic inventories, including West Third Street Historic District. So we can add that language there. Christine, would you like us to say something more specifically about the website? Or do you have suggestions on how to address that in the work plan?
It's hard to say because I'm not sure what's the city's capable of doing.
I think it's kind of continue to investigate, because it's a really big endeavor to take all this historic preservation information we have and link it to public records. But it should be a public goal, right? It should-
Yep. We
Well,
can,
and if tax credits are a hot topic at the moment, if we have a page, can we
Yes.
say maybe put something about tax credits
How-
or other pertinent issues as they arise or?
how about we say, cross-reference, resources and, recorded, I don't know, what do you exactly want to say? And trainings or something like that. You can add it to 2024. Would that work? It's not the prettiest language, will make it better, but something along those lines.
I can live with that.
Yeah, keeps us on point.
Okay.
Just keeps it out in front.
So we can I get a recommendation for approval as modified? How about that? Yep.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve our 2023 Certified Local Government Annual Report. Roll call, please.
Miranda,
Yes.
Powers,
Yes.
Estetti,
Yes.
Kretz,
Yes.
McGivern.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, that takes us to, go ahead.
One thing, the 2024 Preserve Iowa Summit will be in Mount Pleasant,
Okay.
Iowa, June 6th through the 8th. So that's about, I think that's about an hour and a half from Davenport, so we'll send out more information as that date approaches, and maybe we'll do a little road trip or something like that, so.
Okay.
You had mentioned this last time. Were we thinking of a one-day just drive down and come back?
So I think it depends on their schedule. Usually they do offer either a one-day registration where you can just drive down and back in one day. You can register for the whole thing. I think it's normally 2 days, right? Is this 3?
Yeah,
June
6
23.
is the
So it's like a day, it's 2.5 days typically.
It might depend on the interest of each commissioner, and we'll see what we could accommodate.
And some content might trip the triggers of others, and one would be only just won't go down for a day or whatever.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so next step, so we'll present the report to city council at management update. Staff will complete the online application, and then that gets sent to the State Historic Preservation Office for review and approval.
All right, it takes us to other business, election of the chair and election of the vice chair. And staff, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay. So up on the board is the duties of chairperson. So chairperson, so main duty is to preside at meetings of the commission. They can call special meetings when needed, establish committees and appoint members thereto, sign official documents adopted by the commission, and then see that all actions of the commission are properly taken and carried out. And then the main role of the vice chair is to serve as chairperson during their absence. So we rewrote the bylaws last year outlining the election process. So last meeting for nominations, both for chair and vice chair, our nominees are Michael Steady and Chris Kretz. So Laura passed out the ballot, so you'll vote first for chair. And I suppose in this situation, default would be vice chair, given the two nominees.
And just to reiterate a couple conversations that happened after the meeting, I think that there was preference between which people wanted what position. So if you want to have a quick discussion about that before
Yes.
a vote, that would be,
Oh, yeah.
That,
Yeah, do either one of you want to speak?
or you could table, that's always an option too.
That's putting you on the spot, Chris, but
We did discuss it a little bit, and just due to, still learning a lot of things, I'd be more comfortable as vice chair. Possibly move up down the road.
Right, and my thought was, okay, if I took this for a year as chair, that'd be great, with the possibility then to Chris next year. Perfect. Step forward, and if that works to everybody, then that's probably what it is.
I go, okay.
So, should we?
That's our campaign.
That's your campaign right there. There you go.
Unity ticket.
All righty.
and
Well,
kudos
go
to
ahead.
everybody for bringing a pen. Well done.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and fold up your ballots and pass them to me, and I will give them to Laura.
I mean, do you guys want to?
Well, otherwise, it'll be too little seat.
We have unanimous for Michael Study.
Congratulations. Congratulations to both of you. You'll both do great. You will, and you've got a strong commission to support you, so. Thank you for stepping up. And thank you for stepping up. All right, that takes us then to open forum for comment. Seeing no one, can I have a motion to adjourn? Or did you have something else or anything else, or anybody?
Do we want to actually officially do the vice chair? Do you not care? We don't have to do it. It's kind of by default.
Yeah, as long as you add that to the title by default.
By default.
Well, we've got the brand new bylaws and everything. What should we do?
I would
So that
say,
everything's-
let's
I mean,
just,
if we want to do it by the
let's-
book, we could just do
let's
it.
just have you fill it out. And that way we're by the book and everything.
Oh, you are for the vice chair?
The vice chair.
Okay.
Vote for the vice chair.
I think
Very
we know
good.
where this is
Nope,
going,
that's fair.
but
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
While we are collecting, I don't know if I need to call for a motion, but I would like to acknowledge the terrific work that both Bob and Diane have done over this past year. And I'd like to recognize them and thank them for their service as well as the other board members.
You're welcome.
You had some big shoes to fill, so.
Boy,
Thanks.
you guys did great.
Thanks.
I just said you're by accident.
No, you're fine.
I said that.
Congratulations, Commissioner Kretz.
There we go. All right.
You've
Now
received
you're
5 votes.
official. And I see now, we are to is there a forum for public comment? There is nobody here. So do we have a motion to adjourn?
I second.
A motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.